All right, it's time to review the week that was WWE.
Wrestle Kingdom!
And we will be doing Wrestle Kingdom directly after this.
Son of a bitch.
Contain your excitement, contain.
Nobody cares about the wobbly bee. It's all Wrestle Kingdom.
I mean, there are people that care about the wobbly.
Gross.
I'm still sick, so Byron will be doing most of the talking.
You're just gonna have, I did not take notes for 3/4 of the programming. So you have to prompt me for the Raw and SmackDown.
I will prompt.
But yeah, in general, if you want to just TLDR the shit out of the whole week, Raw was good, SmackDown was better, 205 Live was amazing for the amount of rematches and rehashing they did, and you don't bother watching NXT, which is probably the only time I'm ever going to actually say those words out loud.
Pretty much in agreement. I was less keen on 205 than you seem to be, but...
Well, I was super pissed. It was like, oh, we're having a rematch, we're having another rematch, and we're having bullshit upon bullshit. This is going to be garbage, and it was actually really good.
Alright, so Raw opened up with Alexa Bliss basically just trying to get out of her match with Asuka.
She ain't ready.
She ain't ready for Asuka. And then Raw talks to the crowd. Cena's going to be in the Rumble, 30 women in the Rumble, and the Bar comes out to moan a little bit, and Jason Jordan comes out, and Seth Rollins is out there as well. Fun.
They're the bear. Oh, by the way, anybody hearing any clunking around like that upstairs and children screaming and or whatever, the upstairs neighbors seem to be moving, so I'm excited.
Awesome. Then we off of that whole thing with Kurt Angle, we wound up with Jason Jordan versus Cesaro in a singles match.
Indeed, it was pretty good. It was nothing really wrong with it. It was a typical. It's what you would expect with Jason Jordan being the upcoming suplex machine that he is, and the human horse being the human horse that he is. And I seem to remember there were some shenanigans.
There was a little bit of shenanigans. Sheamus interfering a little bit, and Rollins eventually taking him out.
And then Wrestle Kingdom.
I will say the downside of this match, and it's come up really throughout the entire Jason Jordan storyline, is the commentators trying to lie to me and convince me that Jason Jordan has never achieved anything, despite the fact that he has an NXT Tag Team title reign under his belt and a SmackDown Tag Team title reign under his belt before coming to Raw.
Yeah, also, Booker T is, as usual, the worst thing on television. He is now flippity-flop to flip-flop with the flip-flop and the flam-flu, and now loves Jason Jordan until the end of the match where he hates Jason Jordan again. I swear to God, he's literally having an aneurysm every 8 seconds, and he needs medical assistance now.
Yeah, I don't understand what he's supposed to be. Like, that's the thing.
I think he's supposed to be the giant fart cloud that totally distracts you from all of the shittiness that goes on all the time. Like, he's supposed to be the anti-JBL, where, everybody could just focus their rage on JBL because he's such a piece of human trash, whereas Booker T is pretty beloved, but he's obviously going insane. So I think he's supposed to just kind of be the giant magic cloud that covers up all of the smoke and mirrors, even though he himself is the smoke and mirrors. It's not working.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. Then we had Roman Reigns backstage promo. It wasn't bad. I liked it.
Yeah, I honestly don't remember anything he said. It was just your standard. It wasn't a standard Roman Reigns promo. I do remember that. It wasn't me, big dog, my yard, and then wander off. He actually kind of seemed relaxed, which yet intense.
Yeah, I thought it was good. Basically, he's going to go get revenge for Dean. This is Joe getting what he deserves, and he said he would he would try to stay within the rules.
Yeah.
Then we had Bray Wyatt versus Apollo Crews, with the rest of Titus Worldwide out there, assuming that Tozawa is no longer in Titus Worldwide.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Also, was really looking forward to seeing Dana Brooke in a business suit, because She's a very attractive young woman, and I enjoyed that look, and was looking forward to the combination, but we didn't get that.
No, not really.
And then the match was over, and it was pretty much a nothing match.
Actually, I love the jawbreaker from Bray Wyatt. That actually had me.
Yeah, that's true. That is
marking out a little bit. And Dana Brooke provides a distraction for Apollo to theoretically get the win, but in the end, he still fails. So this faction is kind of really, it's really wasted. I'm disappointed because Titus Worldwide was a thing for a bit, and they were over, and they've squandered it.
Oh, they squandered everything. The Fashion Police are done. Titus Worldwide was the hottest thing in pro wrestling for about 2 weeks, and they could fail to do anything except kill it. Bray Wyatt last year was the biggest, the year before last was the biggest thing, and then last year they just threw him under the bus. Geez, what else have they done wrong? Let me count the ways.
Yeah, a lot. I feel like this and the Fashion Police are related in the sense that I think they were supposed to be punishment gimmicks that got over, and therefore we cannot use them.
Yeah, Vince has got apparently the tiniest dick in the world and has to go. I really do hope that the XFL thing takes off, and then it falls flat on his face, and he's never trusted with a company ever again.
We had a bit of a thing with Bliss wanting Nia Jax to help her against Asuka, but Jax wants to go give chicken soup to Enzo.
Apparently Enzo legit sick as fuck, so sick that they sent him home, and the Wobbly Wobbly Bee is notorious for working people literally to death.
Yep. Then we headed on to Alexa Bliss versus Asuka, non-title match.
Yeah, I didn't hear the whole non-title part. This is the fourth title change that should have happened in the last 2 or 3 weeks that I honestly didn't hear the non-title part. Didn't hear the non-title part of the two. What do you call them? The Lunchables. the Lunchables beat the Usos 2 weeks in a row, and either by hook or by crook. And then we'll get into the dumbass shenanigans later.
I do specifically remember Kurt Angle saying at the beginning this was non-title, so
no,
not terribly problematic.
Because I did not hear that at all. And I figured, oh well, they're just gonna waste. They're gonna waste Asuka's streak on live TV for free. That's what I assumed was gonna happen. Or we're gonna have a giant schmoz, and then it's a waste of time that way too. There's no way they're gonna put the title on her right now. They need her to sell the Royal Rumble because they need her to win the Royal Rumble. To go into Mania to have a big match to win the title at Mania. That's what they need.
That is what I would do.
So that's why Santino Marella is going to win the Women's Royal Rumble. Or maybe Roman Reigns, I don't know. And so that's what has to happen. So there's no chance she's going to win this match. So it's a giant waste of my fucking time either way. And then she won the title. And then I was confused.
Mm-hmm. I thought the match was pretty good when Asuka's on offense because Bliss does a great job of selling, but not so great when it was the roles reversed.
Yeah, pretty much. It was she a great character, but she runs out. She really runs out of rope really quick. She doesn't seem to be able to sustain a program against anybody. The Bayley thing went in the toilet. She couldn't carry. They threw away the Nia Jax feud in a week. What else has she done? Was there a thing with Naomi?
Her feud with Sasha Banks was pretty good.
I don't remember that at all.
Because you had the memory of a goldfish at the time.
That's very possible. Well, either that or it was just so bad I buried it. But she seems to only be able to sustain a program with somebody for a few weeks at most, and that kind of is also indicative of her matches, where she is perfectly serviceable, like you said, in one particular area, but she can't lead the match. She can't. If the match was planned out ahead of time, apparently she just wasn't doing it right, or I don't know, because it was not very good on her end of things. It's as if, the whole nobody's ready for Asuka. It's like nobody can wrestle with Asuka. Nobody has a real wrestling talent when they're in the ring with her. It's weird.
Admittedly, they haven't put her in there with anyone particularly amazing. I mean,
that's true. You've got just NXT people.
You've got Emma and Dana Brooke and Alicia Fox, and now you have Alexa Bliss, who good character and everything, and not a terrible wrestler, but not a great one either.
Yeah.
It would be more interesting to see her in there with a Charlotte Flair or a Becky Lynch or even a Bayley.
Yeah,
their stuff in NXT is very good.
The three-way dance between her and Ruby Riott and Nikki Cross was fucking amazing.
Yes, as was the last woman standing with Nikki Cross.
Oh god, that was a brutal, tenacious, awesome, savage, and sexy.
And even her stuff with Ember Moon was very good.
Yeah, even Ember Moon couldn't fuck that up. So yeah, that was it was just a weird set of circumstances that I didn't quite. I guess I just missed the announcement, but the upshot was that it was kind of dumb at the end for me.
Then we had the promo of the night from Samoa Joe, baby.
Yeah, Samoa Joe. Top talker in the WWE. I'm trying to think of anybody better. Paul Heyman. It's him and Paul Heyman. There's nobody else even. Like, AJ Styles is very smooth and natural on the mic and really does convey things, intent and emotion, and he's very good at that. But that guy cannot stir up a crowd in half a second like Heyman or Joe can. And everybody else is kind of third place or worst. I mean, Zayn and Owens are quite good, but they are they're being fed only one particular they're kind of one-note characters at this point.
Yeah. And
Joe can do soft, loud, angry, happy, psychotic, ridiculous, anything, and it's one of those things that Foley was always able to do, is he can make you laugh, cry, be pissed off, want to slap the guy next to you, and then hug the person instead of slapping them as you're making the motion, all with like 3 sentences.
Yep.
And Joe's one of those dudes.
Yep, Joe's freaking awesome. He incorporated Renee nicely into the promo because she's of course married to Dean, and he was talking about Dean. And basically the upshot of this may be Roman's yard, but it's Joe's world. He's coming for the IC title.
Yeah, boy.
We throughout the night we got a couple of Happy New Year / Royal Rumble entries. This one was from Bayley, and then we move on to Braun Strowman versus Heath Slater. I thought it was that until I realized it's actually going to be Braun Strowman versus Rhino. Rhino literally only uses Slater's music. That's a little weak.
Yeah, well, I think that's supposed to be their tag team music, I guess.
Problem is it's just Slater's music, though. It didn't change.
That's true. This was another one, like, if there was an announcement about what match this was, I didn't fucking hear it. And I was pleased that it was going to be Rhino. And I was pleased with I like the way they worked this match with Heath Slater getting up on there and getting kind of nosy and uppity, and finally rather than just smashing the guy and fucking walking off, Strowman finally goes outside the ring and says, "You listen, bitch, either shut up and sit down, or get in the ring and catch some fucking heat." To which I was a little, I guess you can't play it too quickly. You can't toughen up Heath Slater overnight. But I was a little disappointed that he didn't just kind of like, well, fuck you then, and just like go after him. He kind of, pussied out a little bit and then snuck up behind him, and that's not really a face thing to do.
Well, 2v1 is never really a face thing to do.
True, but the heel said, "Come on, bitch, let's get it on. Let's go right now. You, me, and him. Let's go." Mm-hmm. And so open challenge, man-to-man challenge, and he still snuck up behind him and kind of, I don't know. I didn't really like that aspect. But other than that, it was pretty good.
Yep. Braun gets the win, of course. We had Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins backstage, where Jordan comes in to kind of ruin the fun and says, We'll take care of the bar. You can believe that.
Isn't that Booker T's line?
There's been a couple people's lines over the time.
I thought there was a Booker T thing back in the day.
At one point, it was a Booker T line, yes.
Excellent.
I'm just not willing to say that it's the Booker T line because I think someone probably used it before him.
Yeah, probably.
Then we had Kane try to make an alliance with Braun backstage, and Braun doesn't give a shit. And then Balor informs Kurt Angle that he's entering the Rumble and that his tag team partners tonight are the Good Brothers.
Correct.
Balor Club in the house.
Oh, Wolfpack. They really, I just don't understand. Like, I guess you can sell. Well, let me back up here. WWE, i.e. Vince. Vince has no confidence in Finn Balor, yet is willing to make the Balor Club a faction. We think that's probably what's going to happen. So he has no confidence in him, but is willing to put everything under his name to try and sell merch. When they own the rights, like I've been saying a long time, to the NWO, which is the grandfather or the father of the Bullet Club. Why don't you just use the intellectual property you have to have a cool, new anti-heel or anti-face type faction that people will immediately identify with? You could try and outsell Bullet Club merch with NWO merch.
Because it would besmirch the NWO character by letting Balor lead it.
It still doesn't make any sense. It's an instant way. If you don't have any confidence in the guy,
well, you're looking at this
a gimmick that's proven to work.
You're looking at this in the wrong light, to be honest. I don't think that this is a case of trying to move merchandise. I think that this is a case of people have been telling Vince for a very long time that there is something to Balor, and this is Vince giving them their chance to show him. But it will probably be sabotaged because Vince is a self-fulfilling prophecy. He will push a guy that he didn't see value in just enough to say, I gave him a chance and look how he failed. And that's what this is.
So basically, Vince gave him the one win, and now he's going to just fucking job him out from here till next WrestleMania.
I mean, they may win a couple more, but
see, couldn't get over even once. See, I don't know what you're talking about. What are trips? You're fucking big nose retard.
Yeah, he does that. He's done that with a number of other people in the past.
Yep.
Samoa Joe, Roman Reigns, Intercontinental title match.
It's pretty good.
I have one negative note, which is, and it's one I've talked about before, but Joe's working these punches to the body, and I'm like, I don't buy these because you're wearing a chest protector.
Correct. At some point, I need them to revisit the Braun Strowman feud and have him just literally tear the fucking thing off his body.
Yeah. That's like the big problem of like Roman Reigns in a nutshell, actually, is that they broke up the Shield to make single stars. And the thing is, Roman Reigns is still Roman Reigns of the Shield. He's still wearing the chest protector. He still has the Shield music. He never evolved, whereas Rollins and Ambrose, for example, have become something else, whether you prefer this version of them to their Shield version or not. I mean, that's debatable, but they are different. They evolved. Roman Reigns is still Roman Reigns of the Shield, and that's part of the reason why people boo him.
Yarp. Also because he's overpushed.
Yep. But yeah, the match was really good. I enjoyed a lot of it, and I kind of thought that this would be Joe's chance to win the title, because you got to get the title off of Reigns before Mania, but they didn't go that route.
Yeah, it is the perfect opportunity. You put it on Joe, you have him do a rematch at the Royal Humble, which Joe goes over again. You have a strong champion going into WrestleMania, and you have a reason for Joe to set his sights, or the other Joe that is not called Joe, to set his sights on somebody with the title.
Yeah. So, missed opportunity in that regard, but pretty good overall.
Correct.
Paul Heyman informs Kurt Angle that Brock will be proactive in dealing with the Braun and Kane conspiracy, not reactive. And Absolution.
And then he didn't.
And Absolution joins the Rumble. And then we have Drew Gulak with Arya Daivari.
I swear to God that Paige is on drugs because her it's like she's talking like an 18th century school marm or something from Derbyshire. Hello, children. Ooh. It's really weird.
A little bit. We had Drew Gulak, Arya Daivari come out and cut a written promo for Enzo,
which was enjoyable. It more Gulak doing proper Gulak things.
And what we wound up with is Cedric Alexander coming out to cut his own promo. And then the heels claim that he has few friends and that they will take him on in a tag team match. This was the terrible writing of the night because we've seen that Alexander is like really good buddies with Mustafa Ali, Akira Tozawa, Gran Metalik, and Kalisto. So the idea that he would have a hard time finding a tag team partner is complete bullshit.
Correct.
But we got Goldust instead,
which I was happy about.
Yeah, I was happy with this, and this led to an amusing tag team match, including Goldust doing the big crossbody off of the top rope.
That was awesome. He sold the fact that he was a little terrified to be up there.
Yep. It was really good, and lumbar check for on Gulak gets the win for the Dust and Alexander connection.
Said Dust.
Cena's in the Rumble. Then we have Elias versus and the Miztourage versus Balor and the Good Brothers.
Dude, they gave Elias like another 10-minute fucking spot in the ring to just blather on. I skipped all of that shit.
Yeah, it was not very good. In the commentary of this match, Booker T was all on Elias's dick, calling him one of the hottest superstars of 2017. Fuck yourself. Guy
was a footnote to a footnote. He was an annoyance. He was not good.
In the end, the Good Brothers and Balor get the win with the Magic Killer and Coup de Grace. Maybe my audio was off. I think it might have been a glitch, but it looked like Balor let go of the count before the 3, and the ref just counted it anyways. But maybe there was something off.
I think he let go of the leg, but he was still technically pinning the guy, I think.
We'll have Miz next week on Raw, and then the end of this was Brock Lesnar and Heyman taking us home, highlighting that the multi-man match doesn't favor Brock or the champ in any case, which is true. And it doesn't matter because Brock will defend.
Yeah, so when he made the big speech about being proactive instead of reactive, what they did is they went down to the ring and they just basically reacted instead of were being proactive. So
yeah.
Good writing, guys.
I mean, I guess you could argue they were proactive by going to the ring, but that's not it.
They're in the kill box, Tony. You don't ever want to go in the kill box, Tony.
That being said, this was a great Heyman promo. Fucking
Correct.
Great. I love it when he breaks out the Latin.
Yeah, and makes Jewish references about himself.
Indeed. Kane came down, chokeslammed him, but as everybody has been doing lately, Brock just sits up and clubs Kane to the outside, and the locker room comes out to drag them away.
Yeah, it's very obvious that they're booking Kane to lose all the things except against Finn Balor. Woo!
Oh, because you gotta build him up so we can break him down.
He's not a Marine. You know who's also not a Marine? Randy Orton.
Oh, well, I mean, he was a Marine.
No.
Then we end up with, we go to SmackDown. And AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon, Fiasco. I'd love the look on AJ's face once they got to everyone's going to be at ringside with AJ just looking like, what the fuck is this circus? And
it was good. They seem to be able to hold together this whole thing with at least some form of logic, which is pleasing.
Yeah, it's been not bad. It's been weak at times, but by WWE standards, this has been a well written and booked feud. Then we have the tag team title match, Usos versus the Benjables.
Lunchables.
I thought this was a pretty good matchup, though it occurred during mostly commercials.
Yeah, I skipped 90% of this match because I couldn't be bothered to have commercials on my screen.
And it looked like the Benjables got the win with their Powerbomb Bulldog dealie. but video replay. Which, by the way, what the fuck is this shit? You have what is the excuse now for doing any screw finish? Because you had a referee come out and tell the referee he was wrong and that we need to watch the video replay. What the fuck?
I want them to do this one more time, and then I want it to be Drake Younger who made the mistake, and then have him just listen, fuck you, shithead, and kick the crap out of the other ref.
I would be down with that, but this is so dumb.
It was literally the worst thing since the Bailey "This Is Your Life."
That was worse, but this is bad. You've ruined your own gimmick. You've literally ruined your own gimmick. How are you going to give heels cheap wins anymore?
Can we
can
get
video
a video replay?
Yeah,
we can video replay.
Yeah, we can video replay the interference, the foreign objects, the cheap wins, the tight grabs. I mean, fuck this shit. This was so dumb.
Way to put holes in every single. Well, I mean, why don't we go back to finding the earliest screw job finish in Wobbly Wobbly Beef history, and then we get to rebook the entirety of their history because we can video replay that shit now. So that guy didn't get the win. They restart the match, and the winner got the win. And then, what if that was for a title at some point? And then you have, for argument's sake, what if it was who had the title? Who did Hogan beat for a title?
At what point?
I don't like his earliest title in the Wobbly Wobbly Bee.
I was not alive, so
no, I don't remember. Let's just say it was fucking. It wasn't Ron Piper. It was fucking. I don't remember. It doesn't really matter. Let's just say it was Macho Man for argument's sake, which isn't true. But okay, so then Macho Man gets to keep the title because video replay. They restart the match and Macho Man wins. And then Macho Man has a nice 5-year run with the title, and Hulkamania never exists. Let's just, make that as brutally garbage fucking plot hole device that you got going on there as much as possible.
They restart the match, and the Usos retain.
Hooray! The Goose Bros.
I like the Usos a lot more than you do, but
I don't. I see the Usos on a lot of people's tag team of the year and all this stuff, and I don't get it.
Oh, that I wouldn't go that far. I'm with you in the sense that I don't understand greatest tag team ever Uso fans, but I do respect that their matches are usually pretty good. Their promos are decent, not great, but decent.
The matches are all the same.
But that's WWE formulated in a nutshell. I don't fault the performers for that. Sammy and KO talk with Renee a little bit. They say that the outcome tonight will be the same, but Sammy will be winning. But I did note that makes the outcome not the same.
Yeah.
Bludgeon Brothers squash Breezango and then the Ascension. So just put the titles on them, please, in the near future.
Yeah. See, the thing of it is that they've done this Bludgeon Brothers bullshit, which everybody likes the tag team, but nobody likes the gimmick. It's a garbage gimmick. And now you've signed War Machine. What the fuck? Is this going to be like a Demolition versus the Legion of Doom thing again? Is that what's going to happen?
Maybe. I actually I could have dug a Bludgeon Brothers Ascension feud if the Ascension weren't, so horrendously buried.
Yeah. Well, you know what I want fantasy booking time. The Fashion Police do a makeover of the Ascension to at some point the Ascension finally do something right and help out the Fashion Police, and then in generosity they give them a makeover and they make him over back into the original version of the Ascension.
That would be good. That would be better.
Yeah. Booking! Just pay me money.
Xavier Woods gets some pancakes, some whipped cream, and stuff. He's facing Aiden English in the tournament tonight.
Yeah.
Psycho Mojo Rawley promo about beating up Zack Ryder. I liked it.
Indeed, Mojo's showing me more and more all the time, and I am enjoying every single bit of it. Did you ever go back and watch that pre-show match with him and Ryder?
I did.
What did you think?
It was good.
See, that's what I'm saying.
I'm liking what they're doing with Mojo Rawley. And that's from a guy who, when they brought him up to the main roster, I thought he should stay on NXT for like another year or so. But
yeah,
it's gone well. It's gone well. Aiden English versus Xavier Woods U.S. tournament match. I loved Rusev singing. That being said,
so
well, by the way, he's partnering with Lana in that mixed tag team thing.
Yeah, I'm happy about that. It's going to be quite the thing.
Yeah. I will say that the choice to put Aiden English and Xavier Woods in this tournament over their respective tag team partners is a little dumb. Because, come on, like, why is Rusev not in this U.S. title tournament? And why is Big E Langston not in the tournament?
Because they would instantly be jobbing those folks out, and they've already ruined their careers, pretty much, so, you know.
That's the thing, is they've never been afraid about jobbing those guys out before. Why start now?
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, they're just so indecisive and retarded, it's just, this is par for the course.
I did love, it was a good match. I did like the match, and the ending was pretty good with the tightrope elbow off of Aiden English falling off the top rope for Woods to win the match and face Jinder Mahal.
Correct. Which I hope is going to be a good match.
I think it could be a good match. Xavier Woods is a good wrestler. Like, when I say he shouldn't be in the tournament, I just mean that if you're only going to have one of the New Day in the tournament, it shouldn't be him.
Well, I mean, honestly, he's the guy that they job out the most, so should probably be him.
Apparently we got the welcoming committee cutting a promo that they're back to take on the Riot Squad. 6-woman tag match. Okay.
Yeah, it was serviceable.
A bit of a weird finish with Sarah Logan doing like a cartwheel knee to pin Tamina.
I like that move.
I like the move, just not as a finisher.
Well, in the context of that match, it works fine because she'd already had a bunch of damage accrued, so it works fine.
That's your big monster. What is with the stop pushing of like Tamina as a monster? Like,
that's the wobbly. That's the same thing they did with Brownie the Strongman.
Yeah, true enough.
They're gonna push him like a monster for 2 weeks, and then you're gonna lose on TV, and then we're gonna push you like a monster for 3 months, and then you're gonna do the job.
Well, no, I'm fine with the monster losing, but when the monster loses, it should be a big deal. And,
and they never do.
Ruby Riott cuts a really shit promo, actually, because it's about magic, because we're in Orlando.
Correct.
It
could have been really good, but I don't think she delivered it very well.
I don't think it would have been really good under any circumstances.
Racist.
They're entering the Rumble. Charlotte comes out, super babyface promo, and brings out Naomi and Becky Lynch.
Correct.
And Riot Squad ends up getting cleared out, and, well, I mean, this heel faction is largely dead. Then we had AJ Styles versus Sami Zayn with everything at ringside.
Also correct. The match itself was okay. It was nothing really special because they really don't want you to wrestle in their wrestling company. And then there was shenanigans, and then more shenanigans, and then Sami Zayn got the win, and then and then AJ gets on the mic and says, "Hey, why are you fuckers just make it a handicap match, you dumbass bitches?" And Daniel Bryan goes, "Yeah, okay, we'll do that." It'll be at the Royal Humble.
Pretty much says everything about this. I guess I have like.
If the heels win, who gets the title?
Whoever gets the pin, I imagine, because it's. I would imagine, but they'll probably do the same thing with that Jericho and Owens did about the U.S. title. Uh-huh. It's both of our titles, but I carry it.
Yeah.
I just have a couple things to note. Sami Zayn comes out, and the crowd is humming along with his music, having a great time, and I just have written here in all cap letters, why is this man not being pushed as a mega face?
Correct.
Owens did a great job being a cheerleader, and I don't really like the fact that Bryan's kind of like just blatantly a heel at this point. A little bit.
He's not a heel yet. He's still he's working on it. They're doing it the right way. They're actually giving him a character progression, which is weird, so weird for the Wobbly Wobbly Bee. I mean, he should just be randomly the champion by now if they stick to their, internal logic and booking. Or the women's champion. He should probably be like both SmackDown and Raw women's champion, just to keep in character with the Wobbly Wobbly Bee booking. And but I like the fact that he's not. Yeah, this was kind of the first real kind of dickhead move that he pulled. The rest of it's kind of, listen, I did this because of this reason, and everybody goes, okay, yep, fair play, yeah, I can see that. And I did this because of this reason. Okay, yeah, no, I can. Yeah, I'm following you there. That's all good. And then he's like, yeah, okay, handicap match at the Royal Rumble, and everybody's like, what?
I mean, I guess he could say that AJ basically suggested it.
Yeah,
that's about it.
You
really.
asked for it. I mean, I wonder if they're gonna pull the heel trigger at the Rumble, or they'd better. I mean, they really should have pulled it at the last pay-per-view. But I can see them doing it. I had no faith that they were able to do booking like this, so I am pleasantly surprised. But they'd better pull the trigger at the Rumble, otherwise they're just wasting everybody's time and jerking themselves off.
Mm-hmm. Which is what they're good at.
Exactly.
205 Live. We got TJP back.
Mm-hmm.
And he took on a Tozawa.
That is also correct. I was So after they recapped the recap of the recap from the recap, they made rematch after rematch after rematch after rematch after rematch, and I was ready to throw this entire episode in the garbage and pee on it a little bit. And then Tozawa came down. Oh, we're getting an actual match. Intriguing. Where are we going from here? Holy shit, TJ Perkins is back. Mm-hmm. This is going... The business about to pick the fuck up. And there was a complete lack of any reaction whatsoever from the commentary. They're like, oh my god, hey, it's that guy.
Well, he's been out for a couple of weeks. I'd say this is the second worst selling of a return that I can think of from the commentary behind Todd Grisham's selling of, oh hey, it's Christian, after Christian had been gone for a couple of years in TNA.
Well, hi Marks. And the lack of coherent commentary would kind of follow this entire episode, and I'm not really sure what the fuck was going on. I have a weird feeling that Vince actually showed up that day and started telling people what to say, but doing it slowly and badly. And it got to the point where they were just kind of, Vince, are you there? You haven't told me what to say about this. I don't want to say anything on my own. What am I supposed to say?
Yeah,
I enjoyed...
Probably the worst night of the Vic Joseph Nigel McGuinness combo.
Yeah, it was not good. I mean, and not by me saying not good, I mean it was way better than any other commentary combo that I got to hear this week from any Wobbly Wobbly Bee anything. So, I mean, they were the best, but it still was kind of very weird. I like the long-term injury selling throughout the entire match. I enjoyed the fact that there were very few rest holds. When they did employ them, they employed them effectively. They weren't drawn out too long. And the action had a consistent rhythm. It had a pace, and it wasn't boring. And the moves were done with speed, intent, impact. This was a really good wrestling match. This is what all wrestling matches should be in the Wobbly Wobbly Bee. If anybody could bother to let the talent fucking wrestle.
Yep. Thought this could have been better, but by the standards of WWE, this was very good, and it was a fresh match. I don't think we've seen TJP versus Tozawa before.
No, I don't. Well, I think they did, but it was really good then, and that's kind of all I remember vaguely. I like the Pentagon Dark arm break spot, but they didn't actually employ the breaking of the arm, which is it's a little bit weird. I marked out for the backdrop driver, like you do. And yeah, everything else about this was really good. And then the TJ Penis got himself a win.
With the detonation kick.
Indeed.
So good to have TJP back, even if the crowd and the announcers really didn't react as well as I would like to.
Yeah, well, the crowd did react some, as
Yeah.
about as much as you would kind of expect a 205 Live crowd that is usually trash. But the announcers are just like they paused. I think his music hit, and they paused without saying anything for at least 20-25 seconds. And then when they did say something, it was like, it's TJP, huh? Okay, guys. We had a Goldust promo with the other guy. I can't remember
Cedric
his name.
Alexander.
No. Oh yeah, maybe it was. I did notice. Thank you to HD filmography that Goldust had a snakeskin pattern on his suit. Very cool, looking sharp, and he's lost a bunch of weight. I think, has he not?
He does that periodically, where he like gets
That's true.
real serious and gets himself back into decent shape.
That is true. I really hope this is a long-term partnership because Goldust is the best thing on camera. Usually, if you put Goldust on camera, he's the best thing you've got all week. Period. End of story. And he is a magical creature.
It does continue the Goldust pattern of trying to be tag team partners with black men too, following
Correct.
the footsteps of Booker T and R-Truth.
He's got jungle fever.
Jungle Fever.
We had a rematch between Jack the Ripper and Hideous Tatami, which wasn't a rematch. Which I was ready to just do whatever else, and just kind of have this playing in the background. And then Gentleman Jack beat the shit out of him with his umbrella, which happened to have a pipe inside. And then he started beating him shit out of him with a pipe. Fantastic. It was great. And commentary fucked up again. The pipe was just sitting in the middle of the ring, and it was again like 15 to 25 seconds of nothing, followed by, hey, what is that thing? Huh. It's like watching a dog cock its head to the side.
Kinda.
I don't get it.
I enjoyed when Jack is talking about Brian Kendrick's injury, and I'm looking at his face going, I'm not sure if you're angry or aroused. Not entirely sure which.
Funny. I think he's got the psychopath thing down just perfect.
Like, I got a raging clue.
And then we had... Was there another promo in the middle here between...
Yeah, we had Daivari and Gulak backstage.
Oh, yeah. Doing very good things. I like when they harmonize on things. It's awesome. It should not work between those two different characters, but it's great. And then your boy Dusty showed up and was all spooky, I believe.
Yeah, Gulak kind of retaliated with
Barkov.
doing the Goldust psych, and Goldust sold it. Oh God, your breath really stinks.
Horrible. Fantastic. I don't have tons of notes on the match.
There's not really a lot to note.
No, but it was really good. And Goldust, again, the best thing on TV. Really, I remember he really kind of straddled the line between comedy match and serious match and did it perfectly. There was a massive pop when he came down to the ring. He had an excellent fucking power slam that was awesome because Gulak's, small enough that he could literally do anything. And there's just great chemistry between him and Cedric Alexander. There was a great pull down the rope spot so that Cedric could get an extra bit of clearance to do his plancha. And Gulak and Daivari were really great as heels, doing heel stuff and picking on Goldie and getting their heat in and getting Dusty his sympathy. And it was fucking great.
Yep,
It was just fucking great.
it was really well done. Mind you, it highlights the problem of like Goldust gets the biggest pop of everybody because fans can remember a time when he was booked properly, and they can't remember when any of these guys were booked properly.
Also correct. And it's just, Goldust just has all the sympathy in the world. He's great in the ring. He's great on the mic. He's just great. There's no shortage of things I'm going to say that don't involve me saying great.
He will be tag teaming with Roman Reigns in about 3 months to try to get Roman over.
I would watch that program. Can you imagine him? Those two partner together against what will obviously be the tag team of after, what is it going to be? It's going to be after SummerSlam. I think it's going to be, Dean Ambrose isn't going to be back till like September or something, right?
That is correct.
So after SummerSlam, when Samoa Joe and Dean Ambrose form a coalition and destroy the other two from the Shield, they should probably pull Seth MacFarlane, what's his name? Tyler Black? They need to pull Tyler Black off TV for a bit and have Goldust team with your
Big
boy.
Dog.
Yeah. That would be awesome.
And
NXT was next.
it was just basically a clip show.
Yeah, clip show, and they chose the wrong fucking clips.
We got to see a never before seen match between Adam Cole and Alistair. Was it? No, Drew Galloway.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre. With Shawn Michaels as special guest referee, which was hilarious.
It was great.
But aside from that, it's all stuff we'd seen before.
Yeah, they didn't really. I mean, they did put on the DIY versus Authors of Pain, so like some of that clip, but they didn't really play that correctly. This was a clip show of things that weren't the best of 2017. No matter what they said, there were some of them. But what it really was the Wobbly Wobbly Bee trying to push things that they knew didn't quite work, and then they're trying to use this to get it over again, which didn't work. The match between Galloway and Cole was great. I enjoyed it. TM61, The Mighty Don't Kneel, will be back is it next week or 2 weeks?
I think it's next week.
Oh, so totally excited. And there was still the weird audio boop, 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 boop thing during the Aleister Black and Teenage Dream match. That was, I noticed that right away. I was like, I remember when it was playing and it was being weird. So, and again, that feud seems to be on everybody's top feud of the year list this year, and I don't get it, because it was only for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I didn't really enjoy the build-up to the match.
No, not at all. The match saved
blew me out of the water. Like, it was fantastic. Yeah. I was ready for it to suck, and it delivered. But yeah, the idea that this was a top feud, no, not really. Not
even close. And it seems to be, like I said, it seems to be on everybody's list of best feud of the year, or the best feud that we didn't know we needed. And it's like, dude, I did not need that. The match, they could have just had that match, and it would have been... Well, no, they couldn't. They couldn't have done that, because there was a lot going on in the match that was from the feud. So, I mean, they could not have had that match, but they...
It was a fantastic payoff to a feud.
Yeah.
But
the feud itself was kind of just whatever.
It wasn't really all that high on my list.
It was barely even a feud. They just kind of had a few face-to-faces over the course of like 3 weeks, and then they had a match.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was a feud, but like the feud of the year is Omega, Okada, things of that nature. If I'm forced to stick with WWE, I would say The Bar versus Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, maybe even feud.
Yeah, or Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman.
Ooh, yeah, that's sure.
Exactly. Haha, you yawned on Mike now.
I did yawn on Mike.
I am not the only one.
Do we have any news we want to cover real quick before we move on to Wrestle Kingdom?
They're signing Candice LeRae.
That's cool.
Yeah, they're and the 30. They did mention specifically the one thing I did catch that Kurt Angle said is that it will be
30
woman
30
Royal
woman Rumble.
So that is awesome. I'm happy about that. There's no specifics yet as to who might be in it, but I'm going to bet Beth Phoenix. I'm going to bet Trish Stratus. I'm going to bet Santina Marella. Listen, if Santina Marella is involved, Trish Stratus will not be. That is a historically proven fact at this point. I don't know who else. I mean, obviously they're not going to bring Emma back. Although that would be awesome. That would be a great surprise, motherfuckers type scenario. But it's too soon.
Too soon. There's been some ideas that Ivory might pop up, which I'd be down with.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm hoping Ivory. Brain? Why? I'm assuming they'll call up people from NXT as fodder. Hopefully, we'll get to see Bianca. Is it Bonka Blair, I believe they pronounce it. Bianca
Belair.
Maybe somebody will swing her around by her hair. And, like, those are some really ridiculous extensions. You need to knock that shit off. Other than that, yeah, I don't know.
I'm trying to think. Trying to think if there were any other rumors.
Well, there is a rumor that Ronda Rousey will debut at the Rumble.
Yeah, but she's in Colombia, so I doubt it.
Why, is she trafficking the narcotics?
No, she's doing a movie.
Is it going to be direct to Laserdisc?
Probably.
I can't think of anything else. Still no news on the Dick Ducks scandal?
Nothing that I've heard.
I can't think of anything else.
All right. Well then, get off of Byron's lawn and then come back for our Wrestle Kingdom review.
Or at least bring me some beer.
Well, that too.